Hello, everyone, and welcome to weeks 7 and 8 of your EdTech course 586. This is our last video overview of tasks for this course. Congratulations on making it nearly to the end. You're almost there, and you've been doing a really great job. So I'm going to, as in past weeks, do an overview here for you of the resources, the assignment, the rubric, a few hints that I have for you, and we'll go ahead and get started right now. So I'm going into screen share mode, and here is the file for this week. I've already posted all of this on the Blackboard site for weeks 7 and 8. And I'm going to start by opening the assignment if it decides that's going to happen. There we go. I'll make it a little larger here for you so that you can see it. And this particular assignment, you have 2 weeks to work on. It is due the Friday of the last week of class, which is March 4th. Okay, the rubric is linked here, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So in this particular assignment, you are going to make either a couple of short videos or one longer video that essentially teaches the content and skills of a lesson so that students are free to work on application in class with you. That's the main idea of a flipped classroom. And there are 3 videos posted on Blackboard. They're very short. They're 2 3-minute videos, and I really recommend you take a look at them, particularly if you have not spent much time looking at flipped classrooms and the potential for addressing students' needs, particularly their differentiated needs with this strategy. Okay, so you are either going to do short videos that are 4 to 8 minutes long on the content, addressing the content of your lesson, or you can do one longer video that is 8 to 15 minutes long. Okay, and again, this is an element of a lesson. You are going to submit another lesson plan, and I'll show you the templates for that in a minute. But when you are doing a flipped lesson, you need to be thinking about breaking the content and skills up into smaller pieces that students can go back and revisit, navigate to a part of the video that is of particular interest to them. Maybe it's the step that they forget when they are solving a math problem, or it is a piece of information that they have mistakenly provided in an essay, or that there's some element that they may have not gotten the first time around. And that's one of the benefits of having these flipped classroom videos, is students can go back to these short videos, rewatch them, or fast forward to a place where the specific information they need is located. They can watch them or share them with their parents, and their parents can help them at home. So there's a lot of benefit to this, but it does take some practice in figuring out what is best provided by video and what is best provided face-to-face. Pretty much just like you've experienced in your classes so far with Concordia. Some things work better if we talk about them face-to-face on the Hangout, and some things are just fine if you get them in video form. Okay, so again, you're either going to do 2 shorter videos that are 4 to 8 minutes in length, each of them, or one longer video, 8 to 15 minutes. All right, the videos are due. If you're doing one longer video, it's due by Friday, March 4th. If you're doing the 2 shorter videos, then one is due by Sunday, February 28th, and the second one is due by Friday, March 4th. Okay? So how do you get started? Well, in the assignment here, there is a list of different screen casting tools. One that's missing on here that I can certainly add is the one that I'm using to talk to you right now, which is Google Hangouts on Air Recorded, and making use of the screen share function. But there are many other tools. One that was not listed either in your week 5 resources on Blackboard or on this list originally is Screencastify. And Screencastify is a Chrome extension. And so I'm just going to show you, this is one that I use, and this is also a screencasting tool that I believe I mentioned to you, Bill Ferreter, the author of Teaching the iGeneration, has discovered, and he posted a pretty long blog post on the Tempered Radical about using Screencastify. So again, if you are interested in Screencastify, you would go up, just like you did with MoveNote. You would go up to your Chrome waffle, and for some of you, you have a toolbar down at the bottom of your screen as well, and you might have your Chrome waffle down there as well. But I'm going to use this one here, and then you would go to the web store, and then you would type Screencastify into the web store, and then you can see I already have Screencastify. It comes up right here, and there's MoveNote. I already have MoveNote as well. So you would click on the blue bar that you will have. I don't have a blue bar here because, as I mentioned, I've already added it to my extensions. But you would have one that says Add to Chrome, and you would click on it. And then, because this is an extension and not an app, so your apps show up in your waffle, right? But your extensions will show up here at the top in your extension toolbar, in your Chrome extension toolbar. And this right here is the icon for Screencastify. And so it allows you to record something on the tab that you have open on your screen, or you can broadcast your entire desktop, or you can just do an on-camera recording. This might be great for students. Also, you would want to use this version if you were doing something like the in the template or in the lesson design, it talks about paper slide videos. And you'll want to watch the little video associated with this on paper slides. But if you were going to use something like Screencastify, you would use just the web version to generate your paper slide video. Okay, I just wanted to show you that option. And I have talked to you, I believe in the last Hangout we did, or it might have been the Hangout before, I showed you how to record and screen share on Google Hangouts. And if you need a refresher on that, make sure you ask me to show you again at this week's Hangout. Okay? So if you have forgotten, I'm just going to go to week 5 here in Blackboard. There were a number of screencasting applications and recording apps that were listed for you here. And now, of course, there are also the ones that are listed for you on the assignment for today. There's no shortage of screencasting tools. And so don't let yourself get bogged down trying to determine which one to use. Try a couple of them. If there's one that you're very familiar with, like MoveNote, or Adobe Voice, then go ahead and use those if they'll do the trick. You know, if you want to challenge yourself to do something new and different, then Screencastify is super easy. You will be able to teach yourself Screencastify in no time at all. And of course, just like always, you can go to YouTube, and in the search window in YouTube, type in Screencastify, and you will get all kinds of Screencastify tutorials right here. And of course, it's always best to look at the ones that are most recent and have the most views, because the ones with the most views and are recent are going to detail how to deal with the most recent version of the add-on or application. And the ones that have the most views, they show you which ones were most valuable to people who preceded you in trying to find the information. I always like to look for, like here, this one is actually, it's 4 months old and it's by Screencastify. So you know whoever is doing this one is actually from Screencastify, so they know what they're talking about. A lot of these others are teachers or people who video blog just telling you how to use the tools, and they can be very helpful too. So here's another one from Screencastify 4 months ago, a couple of videos. So this is how whenever I am trying out a new application or a new extension, I go into YouTube or Vimeo and I put in the application name and I go through and I watch a couple of videos. And so as long as they're fairly recent, you're going to get all the information you really need to move forward with that application or that extension. Okay, so let's see, go back. And so in addition to the videos, you are going to do another lesson plan. Yes, one more. And you're going to include in the lesson plan some basic information. And there are 2 templates that you are able to use. You don't have to do both, you just choose one. And this one right here will look somewhat familiar, but also there's a few things that have not been in your prior lesson plan. So in this case, it's the type of lesson. Is this introducing the content of the unit? Is it continuing the development of a particular unit of study? Does it complete the instruction for a unit of study? Again, your big idea or essential question, your learning objectives, your core and ISTE standards. This one asks for you to identify the academic vocabulary that students will have to know. Why do students need to be a part of this type of lesson? Yes, the standards say so, but how does this lesson connect to the standards? What prior knowledge do students have to come to this lesson with? What common misconceptions do they have about the content? If you've been teaching this grade level for a couple of years and you've been teaching skills and knowledge associated with this standard for a while, then you will also know that there are certain things that every year the kids come to you misunderstanding. So it's always great to know what those words, that academic vocabulary and those concepts are, and preview or pre-teach before you launch into the new lesson, or reteach so that you can correct those misconceptions before you embark on the new learning that students are going to be engaged in. So in this space right here, you're going to talk about the technology that students are going to be using, classroom management considerations. This is because, as you know, when you are working with shiny toys in the classroom, sometimes the toys become a distraction. I remember telling the group of you that I did EDUT 501 with that A very wise master teacher once told me, you don't use an elephant to teach the color gray. And that just means that people become so obsessed, students become so obsessed with the elephant that they don't get the content, which is the color gray, right? So you have to consider, how do you use the tools with the students so that they're actually engaged in learning and the tool itself doesn't become a distraction, right? So this is an area where you're going to talk about classroom management considerations. Then in this section, you're going to outline your lesson and your activities. So this is just some guidance for you. Here's where you actually write out your lesson plan. And again, the rationale just lets you metacognitively connect with why you are doing what you are doing with the lesson in relation to the objectives and the standards. Okay? And then if you want, well, you want to be thinking about students who might be at a level where they're more advanced or more proficient than others. And so what other questions can you ask them to provide them with opportunities to dig even deeper into their thinking about the content? So the evaluation plan, of course, is how are you going to assess the lesson. This is the description. The guidance is here in the shaded box, and then you're going to put your rubric down here. And again, you know, how does this rubric link to the standards and to the activities? This is where you're deliberately making sure that your assessment is an assessment of their learning and not just a really nifty project that you've always been doing but hasn't necessarily been linked to a standard, right? So we're in that backwards planning mindset where the performance task and the rubric come first, right? And then you develop the lesson. So again, the rationale is just a place for you to state how that all links. And then how are you going to accommodate or make or differentiate for students? And this might be where you have two different kinds of videos, right? You have one video for students who are the majority of your class, and then maybe you have a reteaching or a digging in deeper video for either students who need the reteaching help that we talked about up here in the prior knowledge piece, or a video that might go with students who are more advanced in their thinking, more proficient, and you want to push them a little harder. So, you know, that's one way to use a flipped video as a way to differentiate or accommodate students, right? But you can do it any way you want. I'm just saying that that's one way. And then again, your rationale or your thinking, you know, think of this word rationale as just your thinking about how or why you chose to differentiate or make accommodations the way you have. Okay, so this is one of the lesson plan templates that you can use. The other one is looks very similar to what you've been doing before. The topic area, the content standard, the ISTE standard, the goals, the essential questions, the objectives, the performance task, other evidence. Here, I put this in. I just want you to take a look at this because so many of you neglected to put this in the last assignment. In the last couple of lesson assignments, a detailed list of materials, resources, and technology for teacher and students. So that's, I've actually put a box in here for that for you. The learning plan, again, the learning activities include links to videos, handouts, or web-based resources. Here's where you would insert your performance task grading rubric and any references that you might have related to this lesson. Okay, so I'm thinking right now, just as I am doing this with you, that I am going to add to this rubric just because I think this is an important piece of information right here. And I'm going to put that right here. And it'll help orient me into what you're doing. And so now again, is it an introduction to content? It continues the development of content or completes the instruction. Okay, and this, by the way, is in the header. So when you go to fill out this area, if you use this template and you go to fill out this area, for those of you that don't deal in headers very often, you need to double click in this area to be able to edit it. Okay. So let's clean up a little bit of this and get back to this is the lesson. So if you are creating 2 short videos, you do not have to create 2 lesson plans. Whether you're doing 2 short videos or 1 long video, it's only necessary to do a single lesson plan. And you're going to submit your lesson plan by uploading a link to a Google Doc to the week 7, 8 assignment area. Or you're going to actually, if you've created the template, if you've created the lesson plan in Word, then you'll actually upload the Word doc, right? You're also going to submit the links to your videos. So this is the part that may get tricky. And let me go back up here so that we can actually read it together. So when your videos are completed, you're going to upload them to a video host site, such as YouTube, SchoolTube, Vimeo. Now, if you use something like Screencastify or Google Hangouts on Air, they will automatically upload. Screencastify automatically uploads to your Google Drive. And Google Hangouts on Air automatically, as I mentioned to you, uploads to your Google Plus, and it also uploads to your YouTube channel. Everybody has a YouTube channel. If you've forgotten how to get to it, remind me at the Hangout and I'll show you. It automatically uploads to your YouTube channel, and it also uploads to your Google Drive. All right, so there are some of these tools that host video, some of these host services automatically grab the video that you record from some of the tools that were listed below. Okay, so you're going to make sure that wherever you are, whatever service you use to host your video, that it generates an embed code. And of course, the 3 that are listed here do. And all of those screencasting, let's see, MoveNote, and Adobe Voice, anything that you used, I believe it was in the first week when you did your All About Me videos, those all had embed codes. So you are going to embed the videos that you create for this assignment directly to your classroom website that you created in week 2. But you are also going to upload the links to those videos in Blackboard in the week 7 and 8 area. So not only do you have the links to your videos in Blackboard, but you also have the link to your lesson plan in Blackboard, or you've uploaded the actual Word doc to Blackboard. Okay, so you're going to need the embed code to put the videos on your website, but you only need the share code when you go to Blackboard. And if you just share the link to your web page where they are, make sure you are sharing the link to the actual page you've posted them on in your website. You can just put that link in too. And if this sounds confusing, we'll talk about it some more at the Hangout. Okay? So as a reminder, okay, to recap, you're going to submit to Blackboard the links to your flipped classroom videos. You're going to submit to Blackboard the Google Share link or the document upload associated with your lesson plan. I don't need to approve your lesson plan before you create your flipped classroom videos. Okay, we've had practice with that twice now. I am in the middle of scoring the second set of lessons that you submitted. I believe the second one was week 5, and I should have those to you. If you haven't already gotten your feedback, you will very soon. I hope to get them all done by the end of tonight, which is Sunday, the 21st, February 21st. Gotta remember what day I'm at. If you create 2 flipped videos teaching skills and content associated with your lesson, you only need to write 1 lesson plan. Include all the required elements in your lesson plan template. You know, everything that's on the template, make sure you include. Make certain you're aware of the rubric. We'll take a look at the rubric in just a second. There will be no time to submit revisions to improve your score on this assignment. This assignment is due on Friday, March 4th, and unfortunately, I will not have time to score them, return them, and score a resubmission before the time the grades are due for this course. So this is it. This is the only assignment that you only get 1 pass at. So make sure that you're really familiar with the criteria of the assignment and the criteria of the rubric, and you're not leaving anything out. Let's have everybody end this course with a bang, a big, loud hurrah of a bang, okay? Then finally, don't forget that you do have to collaborate with each other just on this week's discussion and week 8's discussion. And I'll take you there so that you can take a look at the discussion topics, and then we'll go back and look at the rubric. Okay, we'll sit here for a minute and hope that Collaborize will open. Maybe not. Okay, we'll come back to Collaborize since it's being picky right now. And I do find, I don't know if you're finding that, but I find that it from time to time gets picky about opening. So here's the rubric for this week and next. Okay, to receive full credit, you must include at least 2 flipped lessons between, and let me clarify that. We're going to say 2 flipped video. And I've only opened it in the view only. So I'm going to have to go back and do that in my, let's see, let's go in here because then I can edit as we go through it. Okay, so to receive full credit, you must include at least 2 flipped video lessons. Between 4 and 8 minutes long, or 1 longer flipped video lesson between 8 and 12 minutes long. If you host them on Vimeo or YouTube, be sure to name your videos smartly so that others can benefit from your work. So somebody else out there who might want to grab a video to teach their students the particular content that you are working on, they can find it just like I did when I did the search on YouTube a moment ago, and they might be able to use your video for their class. So make sure you name it so that others can find it. And while I'm thinking of it, you know, don't make extra work for yourself. Choose a lesson that you are going to be doing soon, or maybe one that you've just done and you think flipped videos can enhance it. And don't start from nothing. You have plenty of lessons in your mind that you've either already done or you will be doing very soon. And make sure that you are developing videos that will correspond with that so that you are actually helping yourself while you're learning here. All right. So if you create a video on subject-verb agreement, the title of the video could be Subject-Verb Agreement for 6th graders. And then another teacher could find it on Vimeo or YouTube, and they could use it. So make sure that you submit your video link on Blackboard and submit the lesson plan by either linking to your Google Doc or uploading the lesson plan as a Word doc in Blackboard. And then if you upload it as a doc, here's the protocol for naming your docs, your lesson plan. So criteria: introduction to the flipped lesson. The introduction presents the overall topic and draws the audience into the presentation with compelling questions or by relating to the audience's interests and goals. Citations if necessary, citations, attributions. As you noticed, there is if you're screencasting, you can definitely do a slide that has that information on it at the end of your screencast. Flipped technology, that your transitions are smooth, and that you don't have a lot of dead space, you don't have a lot of extraneous noise, that your sound level is consistent, that unlike me, the length does not go on so long that you lose people's interest, right? So those are the kinds of things we're looking for in your videos. Here's some information on the narration. What text elements, if you're going to use something like a move note or you're going to do a paper slide presentation, you want your text to be legible and interesting. So again, information on that. And then this last row here is about the actual lesson design template that you use and the information you put on that. Okay, this assignment is for a total of 60 points. Okay, so now we're going to go back and see if we can get in. There we go. Collaborate Classroom is finally up now. Oh, I may have spoken too soon. Oh, yay. Okay, so week 7, the topic says, post your ideas about teaching with technology and flipping your classroom. What would you like to do with your students? Maybe another teacher has tried it before and can offer suggestions. So again, this is kind of thinking about why you might do that flipped lesson that you're actually creating for weeks 7 and 8. Being deliberate in your thinking. Why did you choose the content you chose? Why did you choose the tool you chose? How might it be useful to students? What are your concerns about it? So you're going to put your initial comment down, and then just like in weeks past, you are going to have a substantive response to at least 2 of your peers. All right? So that's for week 7, and again, you will have that completed by Sunday. I believe that's February the 28th, right? So week 8 says, please provide your reflections and feedback about this course. And you don't have to respond to your peers on this one. Your post is due by Sunday. So if Friday is the 4th, I'm going to guess Sunday is the 6th of March. And you are, there is no need this time to respond to your peers. You're just going to give me some feedback about this course, and I can also share it. I will share it with the course leads. And I hope that it's been a course in which you felt you got a lot of practical information and a lot of opportunities to play with and practice using tools that you will actually be able to carry through with in the weeks to come with your classes. The whole point of this particular class is application. playing with the tools, learning about the tools, figuring out how they work so that you can actually use them with your students. This was not a theory-based course. This was an application course. And I want to, at this time, let you know how much I learned from you. I read your discussion posts, and if you suggest a new tool that I don't know about, I go and play with it. I've really become a fan of MoveNote. This time, I didn't know about MoveNote until I started playing around with the content of this course, and it's made a big difference for me. So, and Screencastify, I use Screencastify, and as you know, I use Google Hangouts and Google Apps for Education, and I just learned so much from all of you about how you use technology in your classroom, and I'm able to get better at thinking about how tools can be used with the professional developments that I do for teachers and administrators. And you know, I'll be honest to say that I also share them with my family, including my nieces who are both in school. So I applaud you all for your efforts. You've learned so much and shared so much with me that it's been really an exciting 8 weeks for me as well. So let's see. Let's go back and see if there's anything else that I want to share with you. So in the resource file for this week, we have, this is assignment 7 and 8. You have the 2 lesson design templates, and right now you have the rubric. I have not added anything else because I pretty much customized the lesson template to, or the lesson directions to include more resources for you. But if anything else comes up, I will definitely add it to this folder. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing because I have just a couple of other announcements for you before we end. Let's see. The Hangout this week is going to have to be on Tuesday, February 23rd, because I'm traveling again this week. I'll be at the Curriculum Instruction Steering Committee's Leadership Symposium in Monterey Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm teaching all day Saturday. We have professional development on Google Apps for Education all day Saturday, and it goes into the evening. So the only day this week that I can really do a hangout with you is Tuesday. So I will send you the invitation to Tuesday's 7 p.m. hangout. And if you'd like to join it, feel free. As always, it is optional. You don't have to attend if you are on your merry way and everything is fine. Okay. Let's see. I am grading. This morning I went to grade the week 6 discussion board, and almost everybody has completed their initial comment and 2 responses, but there are a few of you who haven't done that yet. So just a reminder to make sure that you finish that by this evening. Let's see, 2 templates. Just a reminder that there will be no time for me to grade revisions to the week 7 and 8 assignment. So best effort turned in the first time. All right. Okay, folks, that's the last assignment overview for this class. And again, you've made it really a special time for me, and I hope that it's been a valuable time for you as well. And I look forward to the last 2 weeks together, looking at what you produce and learning more from you. Okay, have a great Sunday and week coming up, and I will talk to you on Tuesday if you choose to join the Hangout. Okay, bye-bye for now.